Welcome to the show. It is Monday, December 27th, 2021. I am so glad to be in the land of the living. Oh my gosh. Um, Welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. I am your host, Sunshine, aka Camila. Sunshine, whatever you want to call me at the time, it's all good with me. We are live on Spotify. We are live on my Facebook page. We are live on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It is the name of the show. Most importantly, what I believe is in 6 degrees of separation. You are one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. And it has been proven over and over again since I started this show a year ago. Um, I always bring in guests where I feel like the knowledge that they have, the experiences that they have, um, new music, whatever the case may be, I'm trying to give it to you straight from the horse's mouth. I feel like this young lady, I'm gonna get to her bio, but this woman right here has definitely changed my outlook on being a woman. What do you mean by that? When I first met her, it was wow. I just found my big sister. I don't look at her as my auntie. Like, this is my big sister that, with me being the oldest, I always wanted. I have a cousin that lives in California. She's not here, but it was her presence. It was demanding. It was soft and hard at the same time. Like, she demanded that attention, and she changed my life as along with Latricia Johnson that I had on not too long ago about modeling and getting in touch with you. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sit back and watch. And there was no sit back and watching. It was, you had to jump in right then. And again, she changed my whole outlook on myself, on being a woman altogether. So the little bio that I have says Shantae Renee Lewis, May 7th, 1979. She was born in Detroit, Michigan, grew up on the East Side, graduated from Dominican High School in 97. She went to Michigan State, majored in zoology. Wow. Graduated in 2002. I would have never put that together. Went back to school for veterinarian technology at Macomb Community College and graduated with honors in 2005. Became a licensed veterinarian technician and practiced for about 12 years. She taught veterinarian assistant for about 4 years before leaving the profession. I was married for 8 years and have one daughter who is now 15 years old. She sings, she models, she crafts. She started the Black Rolodex group on Facebook during the first year of the pandemic in an effort to do her part and to help grow our community. And she looks forward to expanding those efforts in the coming year. So we're going to welcome Shantae to the store, to the show, the podcast, the couch, whatever you want to call it. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being
now. I think my jaw's hurt already. So how are you?
I am doing much better. My household is doing much better. I got my Kleenex just in case, because me and this nose, we still disagreeing on some stuff, but I'm glad that we are making our way back. And yeah, we coming along. So happy holidays, everybody.
So, man. So when I was talking earlier when I first met her was in the casting call for the modeling show. And I came in, I did what I thought I knew I was doing. And there was a group of judges. Well, I don't want to say judges.
Not
Well,
judges.
they were looking
No.
or who they were gonna cast for this upcoming fashion show. And I was chosen. And the next time we met again, it was to start our modeling classes. And when I tell you, she came in like she laid down the foundation, she laid down the rules. And I said that before. Can't and no is not in our vocabulary.
Exactly.
You are beautiful. We will not down ourselves or our other sisters who are here.
Absolutely. No judgment zone.
No judgment zone.
Absolutely.
And it went from that moment in to, okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see you walk. And from there, she was the one that was watching every stride that we did. And it wasn't critiquing the first day. It was just seeing what you could do. The next time we came to practice, it was, okay, I want you to get comfortable. You must wear your heels in here.
There you go.
You cannot be in here barefooted or in something that you're not going to wear.
Mm-hmm.
And she came in and taught us how to walk, how to be confident in finding your inner you. She would do pep talks with us on the side, tell us to watch all these different videos and all of these things. And our confidence level from day one started changing from that moment till even to the end, where some of us looked at ourselves and was like, who is this new person? I don't recognize her. I love it.
And you were absolutely amazing. You walked in there with that short hair and you already had that attitude. We was like, oh, okay, we see you, boo, we see you.
I'm so excited to be talking to you tonight. I recommended that every woman that I know should try to go and do a fashion show, model at least once in your lifetime, and it will change you forever.
I'm so glad you said that, because there is, and I specifically say this for us as Black women, I think for so long we have had to be so hard and so gotta be in control. We gotta make sure everything stays together. We can't let a piece fall apart. We can't, because we've had to be that glue. And I think in the history of that with us, we lost a lot of our femininity. We lost a lot of our softness. We lost, it's not that you forget that you're a woman, but you forget those softer parts of being a woman. Mm-hmm. Like, we never forgot we was woman because we had kids all the time. Like, that part was not the issue, but just to be that softer side of us. And I think for us to also remember how much power we have as women. And that power doesn't always come across bold and loud. Sometimes it comes across soft and quiet, and you can shake the entire room just by your presence.
Yes,
and so
absolutely.
I think that when I work with ladies, when I have the opportunity, and I also definitely I definitely want to thank Latricia for giving me the opportunity to be a part of her shows and be a part of her team. I absolutely love it. She's just a sweetheart anyway. And I just love working with her. And I feel like any opportunity that we have to uplift and to boost self-esteem and to help women remember that they are just beautiful and wonderful in their own right, in their own space, in their own skin, in their own bodies, to help them remember that, because it's better than it used to be. But as a whole, society still doesn't, we still have, as we and across all races, we still have the pressure of, you got to look perfect, you got to be perfect, you got to do this a certain way, you got to. So I think when we remind each other, hey, girl, stop with that, let the outside noise go and just focus on you. I think that helps us strengthen each other. You know, we see these memes that talk about, you know, helping the other sister straighten her crown. You know, that's one of the ways we do that. It's not that we're not queens. Sometimes we just get a little sidetracked. So when we can have the opportunity to uplift one another, some people say, oh my God, it's just a fashion show, it ain't that deep. If you've never been involved in one, you would never understand.
It was more to it than that.
Absolutely. It's powerful.
Even our theme this year of Coming to America, I literally tried to hold back tears.
Girl, tell me about it.
Especially when we had the crowns. And it was, you know, even in our rehearsals, you know, we were getting ready. We were so dedicated. We did this in the rain several days.
Absolutely.
Make sure that the show was very successful and that Latricia's vision came to pass. Even that day, to grab our crowns, even before we grabbed our crowns, us getting dressed, getting ready, looking at each other on how everyone put their makeup on, all of these, we were grabbing tips without even having to say anything. Ale did my makeup,
and she's awesome.
Awesome. Swear she doesn't do makeup, but she gets on my nerves.
She say that all the time. We be like, girl, whatever.
And even when she did my makeup, I saw different techniques that she did that was different from what I was used to seeing from my other makeup artists. Right. And so it was like, okay, now I learned something different. There okay, that's something different. And so when I started doing makeup for myself, I was incorporating things that I saw the other women do.
There you go.
And so I'm like, okay, from a person who didn't wear makeup that much to now it's like, okay, now I got to get my face together and let me do this. It's totally different. Like I can't explain it. Like my husband be like, okay, you got an hour. You got to get yourself together. And he's like, oh my God, send me a picture. Like,
yeah, don't be messing with you. Don't be messing with you now. Why you like, getting all beautified?
Okay, babe, you need to get yourself together. Go in there, do your face. And he wasn't doing that before. So again, this is a test to you guys to say, okay, I can't go back to the old Camila.
Yeah.
She don't exist anymore.
That's powerful because it's still a form of self-care. Absolutely. And again, that is something that we have to get back to. And self-care doesn't mean that you spend, you know, thousands of dollars at the spa, or, I mean, if you can do it, do it. Right. But even if you can't, it's the little things, you know what I'm saying? I make it a point that once a week, I don't care if it's, taking longer in the shower to do like my body scrub. You know, you do your body scrub, your sea salt scrub or whatever. You don't do that every day, right? You take a shower, get out, get dressed, go do what you do. But once a week, if I don't do anything else but do my body scrub in the shower, That's 10 extra minutes for me that nobody else gets. That's my time. And I also feel like it's powerful for us as women. That's also your time to commune with your body. People always say, how do you build your confidence? How do you get comfortable? Commune with your body, right? I don't know if you remember when I told y'all, I said, if you're really trying to get comfortable, look at yourself naked in the mirror. You start to do that. You start to do that, and you start to see all of the curves and the dips and the rolls and the whatever. It's your body. You only get one. So when you start paying attention to it and you start loving on it, if there are things that you feel like, okay, well, maybe I could try to change this, or maybe I could work on that, that's fine. But it doesn't mean that you don't love the body that you're currently in. It's yours.
Absolutely.
And I think that is just so very important for us as women to get in touch with ourselves in that regard, because at the end of the day, if you let all of the outside influences constantly dictate how you feel about yourself, you'll be insane.
Yes, absolutely. One person used to get on me a lot about dressing, about makeup and all of these different things, making sure I have on earrings and all of this stuff. At one point, my stubbornness was like, I don't want nobody else telling me how to look, how to dress, how to do anything. So I would do the opposite, because I don't want you to dictate to me what you think I should be doing.
Exactly.
And some of the times it was how I felt showed up in how I dressed or how I looked.
Bingo.
And so now it's like, when I could tell the difference from the time I started my show till now. It's like, oh, I ain't wearing no makeup. So now I noticed the difference from the time, probably the fashion show or a little bit before the fashion show, that every show has gotten better when it comes to my looks, when it comes to my makeup. And I can say I did that. No one taught me. I did that. So that meant I was paying attention on purpose to make a better version of me.
That's it. It's not that you're not trying to be you. You're always going to be Camila. That's what we want. We love Camila. We love your personality and your energy and your aura. It's not that we don't want you to be you, but there's always a better version of us. There's always an area that we can improve. And it's something that I think for a lot of reasons we can still be reluctant against, because it's change. It's different. When you start moving different and you start out, if you start standing up or showing up in your own life differently, people don't necessarily know how to respond to that. A lot of people may embrace it. Some people may be like,
oh, you're
where you have to be comfortable with the changes that you are making for you at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And on top of that, it builds, and you don't necessarily have to have someone to be the yes, that's good, yes, that, don't try that, don't do that. But even in changing and showing off what I have, of course, if my husband approves,
of course,
and he loves it, he loves this, and he's like, babe, you're beautiful, and it is like, okay, oh, you like that? You sure you like that? Oh, I got something else for you. And then so it becomes you're constantly up wanting yourself on something that you already did.
Absolutely.
And so it's wow when you walk in a room and the person is staring and they're staring, it's like, aha, I noticed. And so even when we looked at you every time you would come, even if you were coming from work, it was like, yes, she's here. And it constantly demanded our attention, even before you opened your mouth. And
Girl, I
so
be running.
I'm just saying, it was like, okay, she's here, shape up, do what you need to do. And we're gonna get this, we're gonna walk, we're gonna turn the right way. All of these things, it totally changed my thinking, even for myself. I've noticed after we did the fashion show, or the more we practiced and rehearsed, I walked around in stores with my head up.
There you go.
And I walked in the room like, you see me.
Period.
Period.
I tell people, once you have done a show, especially at any of our model sisters can attest to this. And I don't care if they just did one and never did it again. You wait till the next time you walk in the Kroger's and see, don't you walk down that aisle like everybody is waiting for you to arrive. It's a whole different thing. Your energy is entirely.
We were so happy, and I said this to Latricia, that the idea that everybody was not the same. No height, complexion, nothing. Nobody, no two models look the same at all.
Period.
And I got even in touch with my side that I hid for so long. I got free for 16 years of somebody else's image of me. And so it was like, you will never put yourself back in the box. You will never downplay yourself again. And if you don't like it, so what? I don't care.
That's it.
Because this, again, took it to a whole nother level. I thank God for my cousin Leah, or my auntie, whatever you want to call it, told me about this, because I missed the last one and I saw her pictures and I was like, oh, I would love to try that.
She gorgeous.
She said, the next one, I'm gonna let you know. And when she did, I would jumped on it so fast. It was no hesitation. And again, the dance moments, the other part that we're not gonna talk about, the coming to America, I've never done so much where it was like, you couldn't tell me nothing.
I'm telling you. And listen, when y'all did that lingerie, see, I've never done the lingerie portion of a fashion show. And I look for all my ladies who do it. I pump y'all up. I get y'all going. I'm not going out there. I'm not. When I saw y'all, I'm like, oh my God, these women are beautiful. And you guys just ooze this femininity and this sensuality. And I think that's another important thing, because we get in this society, we confuse sexy with tacky. Like, there's a difference between being sensual and just being raunchy. Like, we go so far to the other extreme. You ain't got to show everything all the time. Being a part, showing that femininity and that sensuality, and leaving stuff to the imagination, and how you carry yourself, like all of that plays into that confidence, all of it. And you ladies just did an amazing job. And I was so proud of you guys. And I think that the fact that we did start the show off that way, with talking about the queens that we are and the queendom that we were coming into, and putting those crowns on, and just, that was just such a powerful message, I think. And I'm like, oh my God, can you imagine this on like a bigger scale? Like, if we did that again on a larger, that would just be like completely mind-blowing, because everybody was just like in awe of that moment. It was so powerful, and it just speaks to our strength.
Absolutely. And I watched the ladies that were even bigger than me, not size, but bigger boobs, everything. And it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
we here. And I was like,
Listen,
how they,
listen.
and I would be like, how do they now since then I was able to do a two-piece. I've never done a two-piece in my life. Ever. And I was like, I know what shirt I want, what blouse I want, and I want to do a tie, and I want my stomach out. I'm like, I'm
I
doing it.
love it.
I'm
I
doing it.
absolutely love it.
And I'm like, okay. So I did it. I got you. So the other part, I was like, I don't care if nobody else does it. This is for me. I'm cool with where I'm at. You know, and my body's not bad. And you would
At
think
all.
like at a certain age, you start putting in your head, do you still got it? Can you still pull them? Not that I was trying. Let me get
Right,
that
right,
together.
right. But
But
you won a little bit.
right, I'm like, do I still got it? You're in your 40s now,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
sometimes life happens and you let yourself go.
girl.
Like you said, with self-care, we're not doing it because we got
Yeah,
so much on our plate, so many people pulling on us, whether it's home, with church, wherever you are.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
we put ourselves on the back burner. I'll get to me when I get there. And I was like, I've been through enough. This is the time that I'm gonna put a mark right here to say,
Period.
I'm here. I love where I am,
That's
and
right.
I'm beyond this now.
Yeah.
And so that moment changed, like I said, changed my life forever. And so also I looked at the pictures, and I remember us being in the dressing room changing, and everybody first thought was, did you do your makeup? Talking about you.
Oh, talk about me.
You, not me, you. And I was like, yeah, I don't profess to do makeup, but I could do my own stuff. And I was like, wow, that
Yeah.
right there. And if I had to pin somebody and say, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way. If I had to look at an African goddess off of what I saw in history books, you were that, or you are that. I kid you not. And I was like, the colors, the accessories, and you told us about that too. Like, I don't care what you got on, long as you got on accessories and to make it pop, with the lips and all of these different things. And if I had to say, if I knew one personally, and I would say that you are definitely the life person of an African queen. I don't know what you call them, but I admire the whole you.
Oh,
Seriously.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Don't have me crying. You know I can't breathe on my
I know,
nose.
right? So the other thing I'm looking at, and I'm reading the bio. How did you get in zoology?
Yes. So, Black girls who love science rock. Okay. So I got to put that out there. Yeah, I wanted to be a veterinarian from the time I was 12 years old. I wanted to be a veterinarian, and I stuck with that. Got to school, and some of the classes kicked my butt in essence, because it's not easy. And I just kind of shifted gears a little bit. So even though I got a science degree, I did not end up going to veterinary school, but instead basically became a veterinary nurse. So a veterinary technician is what a nurse is to a doctor.
Okay.
We take the vitals, we give injections, we draw blood, we put them under anesthesia, we prep them for surgery. I mean, the whole thing. And I did that for about 12 years. I love animals, always have. I've always been an animal lover. Anybody who knows me, there's always the running joke in my family. I'm the animal person, right? So yeah, that was where I was led. I stayed with it for a while, and life kind of happens as it often does. And I had to make some changes for my personal situation, and so I kind of migrated away from that. But that's always been my first love. I've always, that's just kind of, I grew up with animals. I was never afraid of dogs. I was never, so yeah, that's just kind of where I landed.
So you didn't have to do anything with snakes and stuff, did you?
If you want to, I was in general practice, so
Okay.
we didn't deal with exotics. Those are technically considered exotics. So anybody with a snake or a lizard or anything like that, those are considered exotics. I basically stay with dogs and cats. Every once in a while, we might have saw like a hamster or a gerbil, something like that. But my venue was mainly dogs and cats. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, my sister actually, since she was a kid, she would get what's it, wildlife cards in the
Oh
mail. Do
yeah.
you remember
Yep.
them?
Yep.
And
I
she
do.
wanted to be a veterinarian.
Yep.
But I think when she got to high school, I'm not sure her major, she didn't really think about it anymore. But we all had pets since we were kids. From
Okay.
rabbits, dogs, cats,
Oh wow.
birds, fish, of course. We never had a
Right.
gerbil or hamster, but we
Okay.
did have chameleons.
Oh wow,
Yes.
really?
My brother
Oh
wanted
wow.
them. Don't ask me why.
My daughter wants one. I told her no.
Yeah, they was interesting. Um and yeah, so we had a lot of pets, but she didn't go into that. I think she has a degree in communications to be a PR
Okay.
person, even though she's
Okay.
a teacher. Yeah, so
Nice.
she didn't, yeah. So
Isn't that something? Yeah, we
yeah,
very
you did
similar.
did got this and you're over there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, I mean, I think it's important that, especially for our children, to keep an open mind. I think sometimes we get stuck in traditional careers,
Yeah.
and there are just so many more things out there. And it doesn't have to be common. It's got to be what suits you. I was listening to a TikTok actually, and this lady said, you as a parent, you pretty much know your child's gifts and what they're good at probably by the age of 5. Something that they keep gravitating towards, that they keep pulling towards, that they keep, right? It's 5 or 6, somewhere in there. You want to encourage those gifts. And that's one thing that my parents definitely did. I have been saying that I wanted to be a vet from the time I was 12 years old, and I never changed. Like throughout high school, that's what I wanted. And so, they would take me to volunteer at the Humane Society. They would different like summer things I could do, in between school, whatever I could do. And then I did an internship the year before I actually started college. I went up to Michigan State for a whole summer and worked with 4-H groups and got to do research and did anything that would help nurture what I said I wanted
Yes.
to do as a career. My parents helped to push that. And I just think that that's very important. I'm very grateful that they did that, because it did allow me the experience when I became an adult. Even though I changed lanes, I stayed in that field for quite a while, and I enjoyed it.
So do you
So I
miss it?
think it's really important.
Do you miss
Huh?
it?
I do miss it. There are definitely some things I miss about it for sure. It's a hard job. You're on your feet for it's like working in a hospital. So you are on your feet for long hours. I was actually a surgery technician. So my days could be anywhere from 10 to 14 hours a day. And that's a lot. You're on you're tired, your back hurt, and you're lifting animals. They're under anesthesia. So you're lifting dead weight, getting them on the surgery table, off the surgery table. I mean, it was a lot of physical labor, and I had some injuries that I was dealing with. And it just became really hard for me to keep doing that. So but I mean, I loved what I did. I love the science of it. I'm a sciencey kind of person. Like, I'm the weirdo that loves shows like CSI. Like, I want to look at the forensic evidence and figure out based off of the fingerprint where they could have held. Like, that's always
Yeah.
been my thing. So I'm just weird like
So
that.
could you have taken the degree or your experience and actually switched over to be a regular anesthesiologist?
There were some classes that could have transferred over had I chosen to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I would have still had to take a lot of classes, but there were some crossovers that could have been applied. Yeah. Because
So
some basics are still the same.
okay.
Yeah. Which is weird. People they laugh when they say, like, yeah, the same surgeries we have, they have,
They have, yes.
tumor
And
removals, femur
important to
fractures.
have pet insurance, all of that.
Oh yes, all of it. All of it. Yes.
I've been there with a couple of pets, and it was like, okay, we can't afford this, so you want to do your
Yeah.
prayers now,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Those vet bills are no joke.
yes, absolutely. So, um, one of the other reasons why I have this show, there were two main things. There was a testimony that came out from one of the young gospel artists who told his real story in front of strangers,
Mm,
um, of him being molested
mm,
by somebody he knew, and him being confused of his
mm.
sexuality because of the situation. And he felt like the people who were close to him should have been able to pick these things up.
Mm,
And at the time, I said, this is what the world needs.
mm.
Meaning, we need a platform to be able to allow people to tell the truth, to be
Absolutely.
honest, transparent, because a lot of people learn by other people's mistakes,
Yes.
or they learn by the advice that is given, whether it's counseling.
Oh, you froze on me. You still there? Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me see. You still there? Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna try to go out and come back in. Looks like we might have lost it for a second. Hold on. We're gonna try to go out and come back in. Okay, hold on, everybody. We don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's see. Camila, you trying to come back to me, darling? Oh, okay. The power went out. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh wow. All right. Miss Camila is working on it. Hang tight, everybody. Hang tight. All right. So we're back. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Thank you for hanging in and holding on. We are back with Keeping It Real with Miss Sunshine, our sister Camila. She will be back very shortly. But as we were talking about, as Camila was speaking, she was talking about just how important it is to have a platform that really speaks the truth to us, for us, and about us. I think the more truthful we are with ourselves and the more truthful we are with each other, that we can really start to heal a lot of the emotional trauma in our community. We have a lot of things that our people are just now kind of starting to deal with, things that used to be swept under the rug, things that used to be, you were told you can't talk about, you can't speak about. And I'm glad that a lot of younger generations are realizing that that's not how you live life. That's not healthy. It's not productive. And it actually, for as oppressed as we are as a people, holding on to that stuff keeps us oppressed because we're not able to emotionally come out of those things that would strengthen us. She's back.
Yes, I am back on.
You can't be leaving me like that, honey.
I'm sorry. That's a whole nother conversation. However, I was just about to get into with the veterinarian
Yes.
assisting. On average, is it a lot of Black females doing that?
There are way more than you think. When I first expressed interest, there definitely was not a lot of us. But that the industry, as far as us being a part of it, definitely started booming pretty much right after I graduated. And there are way more Black doctors, Black veterinarians, Black female veterinarians than you think. I actually worked with one at the animal hospital I worked at. She was an emergency doctor. Phenomenal. She rocked. And it was just like, we there weren't a lot of us in the hospital. So I would just quietly, every time I would see her work, I would just quietly just kind of glow with pride that I'm like, she's wearing the white coat. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, there's a lot more than you think.
Wow. So I was talking about going into the subway of why it's important for us to connect.
Yes.
And I've realized that a lot of small businesses, a lot of community events and things of that nature, we need connection. We need each other to survive.
Yes.
And we have to get into a mindset that we're beyond surviving. We're actually doing well and exceeding and doing all of these things.
Absolutely.
And when we get the star power is when it's our own people cheering and rooting for each other.
Yes.
Is where the smile, the dimples, everything comes out like, see, I need you, you need me. Let's scratch each other back and let's do this thing. Because again, when they have the engine, when they have everything that we're not privileged to, it's very important to share the information, share each other's information as far as business wise, what you do, so we can all support and get out the bucket.
Absolutely.
Together.
Yes.
So we talked about earlier that she created the Black Rolodex. And I thought that was cool. So how did you get into doing that?
So it was interesting. So, that first year when everybody was in lockdown and we couldn't go anywhere, we were all forced to pay attention to the real world, for lack of a better term. We were all forced to not only pay attention to things that were going on in our own lives and in our own homes, but also nationally and on the worldwide stage. All of the protesting, all of the awareness that started flooding the media. Did you know that this company was not paying this group of employees the same as this employee? And do you know that this CEO said this racist thing? Don't buy from this company. Like, everybody started coming out of the woodwork like, hey, all the stuff that we have been saying for decades has been happening, and y'all just kind of thought we was being dramatic about it. This stuff is real and it's happening. In that conversation, you had things like boycott certain businesses or only buy Black owned, right? You had the blackout, right? You used to only buy from Black. And that sparked basically a little monologue that I did that summer of 2020. And I just basically kind of expressed my thoughts of, yeah, we definitely need to support our own, but we got some issues to iron out when it comes to that. How do we do that? How do we have functional conversation that's not derogatory, that's not you did this or you didn't do that, and without pointing fingers? We want to sit down and just have a real conversation about, you own the business, I have a job, I have money to spend, and I get to choose where I spend my money. Why should I spend my money with you? And that's an honest conversation. And during that monologue, I talked about the fact that, no, our customer service is not always up to par. Sometimes you walk into a Black-owned store and you can feel the attitude before you even look at the merchandise. That's a problem. If I have an issue and you act like you can't get back to me because I have an issue, that's a problem. I get to choose where I spend my dollars. I don't owe you anything, but you are my people and I want to support you. Mm-hmm. So how do we do that? And so after I kind of did that little monologue, I was kind of rolling around an idea, and I said, I want to at least be able to have a place where people can network, and I can post questions out there and get feedback from business owners, and people can throw their advertisement up there. Being a business owner is not easy. It's not cheap by any means. It is a 24/7 job. If I say you're not paying anything, you're not advertise your business, put it up there, get it out there, right? I'm gonna put vendor opportunities up there, whatever, just to kind of get the network going. And then I ask questions, right? What does it mean? What do the holidays mean as far as business? How have you increased traffic to your website or to your brick and mortar, things of that nature? So just trying to help the conversation along in essence. And because I started posting, contact information and how you could get in touch with stores and things of that nature, the old school Rolodex came to me. And I was working with a friend of mine, and he helped me with some different ideas. And that's how we came up with the Black Rolodex.
So in this is only Black-owned business,
yes,
correct?
Yes.
And with that, is it just Michigan-based or all around the world?
So my goal was to keep it local because I live here. But I got some other people reached out to me, and I'm like, well, they still Black owned. I'm not gonna limit it. I had one person that was in Florida. He has a boutique with a website, and I had somebody else from I want to say it might have been New York. I'm trying to remember. So I kind of said, yeah, let's everybody in the pool. At this point, everybody in the pool.
The reason why I asked that, the young lady I just had on, Amira, she does waist beads.
Yes.
And I didn't know about waist beads, and
Oh,
she
yes,
really
honey.
educated. Yes, she educated me on waist beads. And so when we get off, I'm going to send her information to you.
Absolutely.
And she's in New Jersey.
Fantastic.
And so here we are, and she's young. She got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And here we are in the importance of Black Rolodex, connecting the pop-up shops and different things of that nature. I'm
Absolutely.
like, what we call normal will never be that again.
Ever. Ever.
And so shopping has changed, how we spend our money, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's all these other things, is constantly changing. And
Absolutely.
so we, as a Black people, we always late to the party, and we need to do
Hello.
better. We
Hello.
need to do better. And so my goal is always to bring the educator, the professor, the whatever you do, we need to put this out here.
Yeah.
I don't charge people to promote your music, your videos, your products, whatever it is, whether it's shopping yourself. I do not charge, because at the end of the day, what we do here is advertising, and it's again connecting you to a different audience that you might not have if we never had this conversation.
Right.
And so it's a little bit more than just to share, a like, a heart, whatever. We're going to talk so more people will know who you are. Hey, who is that? Oh, the lady that was into this and now she does that. Oh, yeah, now I can go to her page and look at all that she lists and all the people that's associated with the Black Rolodex.
Yeah.
Now, if I have an issue, I can go and say, oh, I need a Black carpenter. Let me go look at the Black Rolodex and see if anybody is there that I could talk to.
Exactly.
And so again, my thinking has always been your 6 degrees of separation.
Yes.
And you're one person away from where you need to be in your destiny, whether it's the advice, whether it's the help, whether it's all of these things, it wraps up into one. So again, I'm here for it all, because again, God told me I was going to be the help that I once needed. What am I saying? At one point, I didn't have anybody to help me. I didn't have the counselor. I didn't have all of these things. And now I am literally, I can touch people, whether I'm talking to them on the phone, on Facebook, whatever, and I'll connect them to a person that needs this service.
There you go. There you go.
And now I'm like, okay, God, I see what you're doing. I get it now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I didn't know. So now here I am, women who need encouragement and confidence in knowing who they are. Now, when another fashion show comes, guess what? I'm going to send you over here for this casting call that's coming up in February.
There you go.
To get ready for the fashion show that's going to be in May.
Yes.
May, June. Is it May?
I think it's May.
I think it's May. So here it is. All my friends that are women, I told you before, if you've never done a modeling, a fashion show, I recommend you do it at least once.
Do it. Gotta do it.
Now is all of us are all Facebook friends. I wasn't able to go to Liz's party, but we celebrate birthdays. We do all of these things, check on every accomplishment that all of us have done. We have stepped in with Nadia graduated.
Yes.
Who else? A lot. Gigi just got a job with the bus driving. Like, come on.
She went and got her CDL. Now, you
QBR.
know how little she is gonna be driving a truck. I love it.
But we're all doing it. So whatever phase you in, whether you're doing it, there's no excuse, none. So I have a whole nother level of sisterhood with all these women that I walk the stage with.
Yes.
And we all can talk and all of this. Yes. I'm like,
it's more than just a fashion show. It is more than just a fashion show. I started out, and I hope she gets back to it, but I actually started out, which is where I met Latricia. I started out walking for Curve Bella. And Curve Bella is owned by Latoya Burton. Her shop is over there on Coolidge and 9 Mile in Oak Park. She's a Black-owned brick and mortar, and she's been banging this thing out for years as a business owner. And she does her promotion. She does her, she gets herself out there. She is known across this country as far as being a plus size boutique with quality clothing. Like she has made a brand for herself, and she continues to elevate and elevate and elevate. And I think about people like that when we talk about the fact that if you're going to do this, if you're going to make the decision to be an entrepreneur, whatever you feel you're being called to, whatever service you're being called to provide, if you're going to do it, you make the commitment, you be ready to push, you fight for the resources that you need in order to get what you want. I feel like sometimes we give up a little bit too easily because it gets a little bit harder than we thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. That's not how you become successful in business. So you push to make those connections. You push to get yourself out there. You ask for help. What the old folk tell you, closed mouth don't get fed. Ask for the help that you need, right? Ask for the resource. Put your name out there. This is how we start to build what we say we're trying to build. There's money to be had. Do you have to look for it? Absolutely. But there is money to be had. It's not just going to land in your lap, but it's there. So those are the things that the conversations, and I'm so glad that you said that, because those are the conversations that we need to be having. It's one thing to say, I want to open up a restaurant. Okay, that's great. Do you know everything that goes in? It's more than a notion. So did you do your research? Do you know everything that goes into owning your restaurant? Are you doing a food truck? Are you doing a pop-up thing? Are you doing a brick and mortar? How is it going to work? What are the details? They said the devil is in the details. Those details can make or break. So what are the details? Have you written it out? Have you planned it out? Those are the things that we have to keep kind of putting in the forefront of the people in our community when it comes to this connection that we're trying to build. The consumer business owner connection is something that still needs a lot of work in our community, and it has to be strengthened. We have to be willing to give people an opportunity. The businesses have to be willing to make the improvements that they need to make in order for us to keep the dollars circulating in our community. Our dollars are constantly leaving our community. Any other community, any other racial nationality, they keep their dollars circulating a minimum of 8 times in their own community.
And that's if you ever go to Hamtramck.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Store, all of them, all shop in the same areas, and it is true. So, again, even keeping up with the technology, there's and I don't know if you know this, but there's a shop talk that happens every year, and I have to write for the magazine, so it's a big deal. And a lot of times we get the last minute information about what's coming down the line, what they're planning. So 2 years ago, I already knew that they were replacing people in the Walmarts and in the shopping malls with robots.
Yes.
I knew that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it's more coming already that they're testing in different states with like the DoorDash.
Yes.
Is not us. It's a robot coming to deliver to your house.
To your
So
house.
they're
Exactly.
already testing these things. And so when you go to Shop Talk, all of these initiatives and all of these things that are happening for our, you need to be in the knowing.
Absolutely.
So you know how to prepare your own business.
Absolutely.
And so again, the knowledge that we have to share it, and for everybody to be able in a win-win situation. So
Absolutely.
again, I know we're having so much fun, and an hour go past so fast.
So fast.
When you're having fun, again, I appreciate you again for being the queen to me. And these next wave of women that will be able to meet you and the crew.
I'm
Hopefully
excited.
hopefully I am in town to be able to participate again and
Yes.
take it to a whole nother level, because
Yes.
I can't go back in the box ever.
Period. Period. Period.
And I just cut my own hair
so
yesterday
appreciate you.
again.
Listen, you see, I went and cut mine off. I said, forget it. It's time for a new look.
And it's okay, because guess what? It's only hair and it will grow back. So again, thank you. Even through, your situation, you still pushed and made sure you came on. You could have been like, nah, I ain't feeling it. But again, thank you so much for the time this evening. And again, I want you to enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too,
and
my dear.
All those are on. Please like and share. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe.
Yes.
And those who I know, I will definitely be sending that information to you for the Black Rolodex.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you, my love.
No problem. Hopefully I will see you sooner than later.
Yes. You take care.
All right. You too. All
Bye,
right.
y'all.
Bye.